So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K25 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our Trading Every Player rebuild series. And today it's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans. To say this has been a pretty rough season so far for the Pelicans feels like it would almost be the understatement of the century, because at the time that I am recording this, they're currently sitting at 8-32. Yeah, no, you heard me right. 8-32. Now, of course, we're not doing this rebuild to completely blow up this team because the Pelicans are not having a great year. We are doing every single team in the league with this series, but it feels like a pretty fitting time. Again, between injuries and maybe a little bit of poor roster construction, this is not a very good Pelicans team. And ultimately, they are definitely going to need to make a move at some point. Today, we are just kind of getting out ahead of that. We're going to trade away this entire roster. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section. Open to whatever you guys want to see, whether they're new series ideas, challenges, historic rebuilds, whatever it is. Let me hear all your thoughts down below in the comment section. So I've been really enjoying this series so far. It seems like you guys have been as well. I believe we have about 9 or 10 of these remaining. So getting to close to the end of it anyway. So excited for this one today. Let's do it. All right, we are here at the start of the 24-25 NBA season. Of course, we don't use start today for these videos, even though if I did for this one, it actually might benefit me because I'd probably get a pretty good draft pick. But we do not do that. Let's go ahead and, I guess, just go over this roster a little bit. I mean, we're not going to spend a ton of time on it because, again, we're not going to get to use anybody here on this team. But, I mean, on paper, this is a talented Pelicans team, right? I mean, they're led by a star in Zion Williamson, who, unfortunately, just seemingly cannot be consistent and stay on the court. So I think a move in real life is certainly needed, and again, I think there is obviously the talent here, just everything's not really clicking at the same time. So none of that matters, of course, very moot point here today, but we'll just start off with, I guess, the best player on this team in Zion Williamson, of course, the former #1 overall pick. Really hoping he can stay healthy because when he is on the court, he is a ton of fun to watch. So I'm sure you're all very much familiar with the way these work. In case you are not, we're trading away this entire roster. Of course, my eyes will be closed while we do this, and we have no say in any of the deals. So 23 offers for Zion here. Scrolling through them, as you can see, the eyeballs are closed, and we will stop right about now. It is going to be Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson today from the Miami Heat. All right, there are certainly worse trade offers out there. There's a few that I'd probably take, instead of Tyler Hero, but all things considered, that's really not a bad deal at all. Like, this would have stunk. But, yeah, Clinkham, yeah, no way. All right, that's actually not terrible. I can certainly live with that. Brandon Boston Jr. going to be in that deal as well. All right, up next is Brandon Ingram, a guy who certainly could be maybe moved at some point. I know he's injured right now, but he is somebody who is an expiring contract this offseason. I don't see him having a long-term future with New Orleans, and they'd probably be smart to move on before they lose him for nothing. So 23 offers for him as well, and stop. And it is going to be Isaiah Hartenstein and a first-round pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're giving up our unprotected first this year. That sucks. Obviously, we're not 8-32 right now, but there's always the possibility that we may end up not having a great first season. And yeah, I'm not happy about that. I mean, we have a Utah pick coming back in return, but it is top 10 protected. Hartenstein is a good center, and I'm certainly fine having him here, but not my favorite. All right, CJ McCollum going to be up next, 33 years old, veteran player. He's actually been really good as of recently, and he's somebody that I think is a guy that they could maybe kind of sell high on at the deadline. Could be some teams that are contending that could be interested in him. So 25 different trade offers for CJ here. Going to hopefully land on something good. I have no idea. And stop. And it is going to be, oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, D'Angelo Russell is now the newest member here of the New Orleans Pelicans. Gross. Okay, DeJounte Murray, who is always kind of been a weird fit with a lot of these different teams. I mean, we all know that him and Trey didn't really work out in Atlanta. And while, again, I think he's still a good player, I think there's maybe a little bit more they could have done to try to solidify their roster better. I mean, of course, giving up the 2 draft picks and Dyson Daniels is always going to hurt, but stop. And it is going to be Bogdan Bogdanovic and Clint Capella, and I'm pretty sure I just pissed off every Atlanta Hawks fan on the planet as they're now getting DeJounte Murray back on their squad. So welcome to the team. Making our way through. Herb Jones is one of my favorite players in the league. You all know that. Him and Trey Murphy, when healthy, have both been really damn good this season. So going to move these 2 wings next, 26 and 24 years old, respectively. Now kind of doubling up on the players just makes everything go a little bit smoother. So hopefully we're getting some good players in return. Stop. Dennis Schroeder, Draymond Green, come on down from the Golden State Warriors. The thing that sucks about Schroeder is I know for a fact I'm going to lose him for nothing here in free agency, as he will be unrestricted. Yves Missi has actually been one of the lone bright spots on this team. 21st overall pick, has had an absolutely fantastic rookie season so far. So, again, I know that's not a lot to take in terms of just, I don't know, trying to get some positive away, but you got to take something. You know what I'm saying? 14 different trade offers here. We'll scroll through all of these, and as you can see, the eyeballs are still closed. What we're going to do is we're going to stop right now. We're not taking this one. We're actually going to take this trade offer. Okay, Rob Dillingham and Josh Minot, or it would have been Robert Williams and Tumani Kamara. Yeah, Rob Dillingham tends to develop pretty well, so I guess I can kind of take that away as some good news, I guess. But slowly but surely making our way through. Jordan Hawkins, we'll do him and JRE as the next two are moving on from 22 and 23 years old. So younger players, maybe can get some young talent in return, some guys that could develop. I'm always a fan of when that happens. Stop. And it is going to be Tristan da Silva and Mo Wagner here from the Orlando Magic, and yet another first-round draft pick being traded. Again, it's obviously not me including those in the deals, but it just kind of sucks to see anyways. This team is not good, by the way. I mean, there's some pretty good depth here, but I don't love it, if I'm being honest with you. Javonte Green, him, and I think Antonio Reeves and Metkovich actually might be it, I believe. We have 8 offers. That's more than enough here. If it was like 2, I'd probably try to do them separately. But wait 1 second, and now. Cameron Payne, Tyler Kolek from the New York Knicks. All right, I believe that should be everybody who started out this video as a New Orleans Pelican should have been moved at this point. I am almost 100% positive that we have gone ahead and satisfied that. Of course, we do not trade away the two-way players, so Jabal Kane, Keon Brooks Jr. are not going to be here, or not with us anyway. So, yeah, I think that's it. Of course, we have the other rules set in place. Now I can't make any other further trades until the first offseason, so we are pretty much stuck with what we got right now. I'm going to move some positions around. I'll see you guys at the rotation. Quite honestly, I'm not really sure what to think about this team. As is the case with a lot of these rebuilds, at least for year one, we're starting out with some pretty good depth. The unfortunate thing is we lack a lot of star power, which typically translates to wins in 2K. So I don't want anybody to think we're terrible, because at least on paper we're not, but also the New Orleans Pelicans aren't terrible on paper, and they kind of suck. So I'm not really sure what to think is basically the long story short of what I'm telling you. Now, I have finalized a 10-man rotation. There were some tough decisions that had to be made, but I think this is the way it is going to work best. Obviously, Schroeder going to be starting here at the point guard spot. Hero was actually listed as a point guard. I moved him to shooting guard, maybe more of his natural fit anyways, and he's our highest overall in the team by far, so I'm hoping he can lead us to the promised land today. I moved Bogdanovic to the 3. It was a pretty gaping hole at our small forward spot, and he is going to be the best option we have here as the starter. Draymond playing the 4, Hartenstein at the 5, probably no surprises there. Now, D'Lo is going to be my 6th man off the bench. He's actually listed as a shooting guard. I moved him there intentionally. He is going to get 20 minutes a night, and again, hopefully make some sort of impact before he enters free agency this offseason. Clint Capella, same thing about him. He's going to be the backup center behind Hartenstein. You got Mo Wagner. He's actually playing the backup 4. Rob Dillingham is playing. I understand he's not even close to one of the higher overalls in the team, but from a potential-based reasoning, he is going to play, and he's going to play 14 minutes a night at the backup point guard spot. And then finally, Tristan da Silva is listed as a small forward. He's going to be playing 12 minutes a night behind Bogdanovic. Again, similar to Dillingham, just the developmental reason, not even close to the highest overall, but I don't know if this is a throwaway season or not, but I'd like to develop our young guys if possible. So, as is the case when I feel like I always get him in these rebuilds, Duncan Robinson not going to play. Same with Cameron Payne, Jamal Kane, obviously. What I am going to do is I'm going to send Tyler Kolek to the G League and just kind of hope he can do something there, develop. He's certainly not going to be in this rotation, so I don't know, have some time down there. Who knows? The other thing to remember is we don't have our first-round pick. Not that we're trying to tank or anything, but there is no reason for us to suck. So I guess I'm hoping we win some games. I'll see you guys at the end of year one. Year one's over. It wasn't anything special. We weren't great. We weren't horrible. It was 47 and 35. I mean, again, it's not a throwaway season, but given the fact that we didn't have our draft pick or any say in what our rotation looked like, it's fine. SGA is your MVP, certainly making a very strong case right now in real life to be the MVP. Jared McCain, Rookie of the Year, certainly was a possibility, and of course, he is now out for the season. DeJounte Murray is back in Atlanta. He is coming off the bench, and he is your 6th man. Victor Wembanyama, your depoy. Men Thompson, most improved. Jokic, Clutch Player of the Year. And J. Kidd at 59 and 23 is your Coach of the Year. Okay, let's go over some things real quick. We are in the playoffs. We are a 6 seed here in the playoffs. We'll be taking on the Spurs, who are actually a 3 seed here in round 1. This would be an insane first-round matchup. Let's head over here to the Eastern Conference. You can pause, take a look at the standings right there. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the numbers for this team. We're going to have a lot of free agents this offseason. We are going to have to make a decision on many of these guys. Let's just see how everybody looked. Tyler Hero is fantastic. He's not an expiring free agent, but 26 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. really solid year out of him. Bogdanovich, Schroeder, Russell, Green, Wagner, Dillingham, Hartenstein, Capella, and then De Silva. Rebounding department going to be Hartenstein. Assist is going to be Draymond. So I didn't necessarily expect to be in the playoffs here in year one, but I will take it. Of course, Victor Wembanyama is very, very good, and he is easily already a top 10 player, and good luck to the rest of you. I'm just happy my team got their championship out of the way before that demon takes over. All right, we're up 2-1 right now. Make that 3-1. Okay. No. Okay, wow, we actually won. I thought we were going to lose that one. All right, and wow, the 8-seeded Clippers swept the 1-seeded Timberwolves. Interesting. All right, well, we're moving on to take on the defending Western Conference champion Dallas Mavericks. Luka and Kyrie got Thompson, Washington, Lively, Gafford off the bench. Chris Paul also somehow made his way over to Dallas. I'm not really sure about that, but it happened. And we split the first two on the road. Win game 3 at home. Tied at 2-2. Go down 3-2. Force game 7. Lose game 7. Honestly, that is about the max in terms of the potential with this team in year one, at least in my opinion. I didn't see it going much further than that. It's going to be the Mavericks and the Milwaukee Bucks here in the finals. And Luka and the Mavericks get a little bit of revenge, I guess, and not really on the Bucks, but you know what I'm saying. They revived the that's not the word. Revive? What's the word I'm looking for? They won the fucking championship is what I'm trying to say. LeBron, Lowry, Horford, Gordon, Batum, Love, DJ. Lot of notable names calling it a career there, man. Sad, because I know it's going to happen at some point. All right, that Pelicans pick's top 10 protected. We're not going to get it. Or Pelicans. That Utah Jazz pick, it actually fell to 6. So we'll figure out what we want to do with that next year. Of course, I will check the protections on it and everything like that. Willie Green actually just coached us to a much better season than I thought we were going to have. His ratings aren't great, but I wouldn't say he deserves to be fired after the year we just had, again, given the personnel on this team. All right, we approach the 2025 NBA draft. No first-round picks. I'm not going to trade into the draft. Of course, this is going to be kind of the biggest thing for us. I mean, even Mo Wagner in there as well. So we'll sort that out. No draft picks for us. Wagner will be brought back. Josh Bernat as well. We look at qualifying. Nope, because, again, these guys are actually on the Pelicans. Who's the other one? Oh, Keon Brooks Jr. All right, so it's free agency time here. We're going to have a couple names. D'Lo, Capella. It does not appear that we have bird rights on... Who's the other one? Who am I missing here? Schroeder. I knew we were going to lose Schroeder. I knew it. Oh, it actually will let me pay him. Okay, I thought for sure I was going to lose the man for nothing. But I guess not. So Dennis Schroeder, welcome back. Not going to announce Clint Capella. Cameron Payne can go. That's not the end of the world. But if I can get Schroeder back, I'd be pretty happy about that. As long as Russell and Capella don't have any other offers yet, I'll kind of just wait. And D'Lo, he's not accepting that. All right. Cool. Dennis Schroeder, welcome back. All right, let's pay D'Lo. Again, these guys aren't probably all going to be here the entire video, but letting them walk out the door for nothing would just be stupid. So we get them back. All right, we are now going to make some trades and upgrade this team. Lauri Markkanen is not a player I've traded for in a while. I used to get him a decent amount, and it feels like I have not as of lately. Now, Draymond Green is always going to be an impactful player. There's no doubt about that. But I think we're all pretty much aware at this point that he's going to regress. Of course, his numbers are never going to look great, and Markkanen would be a clear-cut upgrade on this team. So I think there's a way for me to probably swing a deal and get him. It might involve giving up one of our 3 younger players here. I think Josh Bernat would be the guy I'd least like to keep out of that group. And then is there any way like I do this in 2020? Oh wow, they actually agreed to that. All right, welcome to the team, Markkanen. Super excited to have him here. Whether I'm playing him at the 3 or the 4 is still TBD because we're definitely not done making trades. We're going to talk to the Nets and see if they're maybe willing to deal me Cam Johnson. He'd be a nice upgrade in this starting 5, overall-wise, talent-wise, really everywhere. Ultimately, Bogdanovich was pretty solid for us last year, but I just know from, I guess, years of playing this game that his regression hits pretty hard and it hits pretty quick. So if I can flip him and Tyler Kolek for Cam Johnson, I would certainly take it. Now, I'd like to find a way to not give up a ton of draft picks. I'd probably be willing to do 2. Okay, they take it. That's fine with me, which means we'll just move Markkanen to the 4. Maybe a little bit more of a natural fit for him anyways. And at this point, there's not going to be many other major moves. Like, again, I know it's an unrealistic rebuild, but I don't love just signing players and immediately trading them. So, like, Schroeder, D'Lo, Capella, they'll probably be here for at least one more season. So, we have a 10-man rotation that I'm comfortable enough with, and I'll just see you guys at the start of year 2. Last season was certainly a big surprise to me, and I'm assuming to many of you. We ended up winning, 47 games, something like that, and we made it all the way to the second round and 7 games of the Western Conference playoffs. So This is a team that, we decided was good, not great. Now, this offseason obviously made a couple different moves, bringing in guys like Cam Johnson, Lauri Markkanen, and I think this team is a little bit more well-balanced. I think there's more of an offensive output here with this group, and I'm really hoping this team can maybe make a Western Conference Finals. So, Dennis Schroeder, Tyler Hero, Cam Johnson, Lauri Markkanen, Isaiah Hartenstein, your 1 through 5. Ben Tunis pretty solid as well, as Rob Dillingham has continued to develop. He's now up to an 80 overall. Will take over 6-man responsibilities. And you got Clint Capella still here, D'Angelo Russell, Mo Wagner, and Tristan Da Silva. So, a lot of quality depth with this group. It feels like we're not really wasting anything at this point, and I'm excited. I think this team can make some noise. So I'll see you guys at the end of the second season. Well, he has officially arrived. Victor Wembanyama is your MVP here at the end of year 2. We won 51 games, which is, again, moving in the right direction. Are we serious contenders? I don't really know. We'll find out together very shortly. But yeah, this is insane. Dylan Harper, your rookie of the year. He is in Miami. You got Amen Thompson as your 6th man. Wemby also wins DPOY. Scoot Henderson, most improved. Jokic, once again, clutch player of the year. And 59 and 23 gives Greg Popovich a coach of the year. All right, we're a 4 seed. I saw it right there. Here's a look at the full standings. We'll have Denver in round 1, which is not great. I mean, Jokic is always going to scare me. I don't really care what the rest of his team looks like. So, all right, here are the numbers all across the board. Tyler Hero, Lauri Markkanen emerges as a really solid second option. Cam Johnson, Dennis Schroeder, Dillingham, Russell, Wagner, Capella, Hartenstein, Da Silva. Rebounds and boards going to be Hartenstein, and then assists is Schroeder. Okay, us in Denver here in round 1. I have, wow, where is Jamal? Did they trade Jamal Murray for Jimmy Butler? Okay, also got CJ McCollum. Did I trade CJ to Denver? No, I don't think I did. I have no fucking idea at this point. They obviously have the best player in the series, no doubt about that. We are currently up 2-1. They tie it up at 2-2. We go down 3-2, and we get bounced in 6. Were we up 2-0? Damn, that is disappointing. It really is. And you got Steph versus Trey here in the finals, and Steph just, oh my God, at age 38, 37 points a game throughout the playoffs. Insane. All right, well, that sucked. I mean, in terms of win-loss, we certainly, progressed, but in terms of playoff success, a lot of regression. This is insane. That's fucked. We're going to obviously have to make a lot of big choices and big decisions. I know for a fact that I keep saying Pelicans, that Jazz pick is going to have some protections on it. I know 2K is too stupid to figure it out, and we're likely going to lose the number 1 overall pick for nothing, which stinks. We also have the Bucks pick at 10, which is actually fine. We should be able to keep that one. Now, what do I want to do with Willie Green? Ooh, there's a lot of great coaches here. All right, I don't know if Willie Green's done enough to deserve to be fired, but if we're entering a championship or bust season, and again, given the name of who's available there, I think it makes sense to move on. So, nothing against Willie. He did his best for this team, I'm assuming. And again, don't necessarily think he's a bad head coach or anything like that, but we are relatively speaking, championship or bust. So I need to get somebody who's just a little bit better. All right, Missoula and Kidd are not really interested. Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully I get shit. I might have just screwed myself. All right. Yeah, this is not a great situation. Ooh, who is Diego Cabello? I don't really know who that is, but his ratings are pretty good. So, Diego, welcome to New Orleans. All right, let's approach the 2026 draft. Of course, it's going to say we have the number 1 overall pick. I'm going to double check and confirm, but I'm almost 100% positive this Jazz pick would still be protected. Just because you trade a protected pick doesn't mean those protections go away. 2K and their protections in general are just terrible. So I'll likely have to give the Jazz back their pick, but let me figure that out. This is like getting stabbed in the chest. It really is. Let me just read this to you. So Utah's first-round pick to Oklahoma City, which is obviously the team we got the pick from. It was from the Hartenstein deal. Is protected for selections 1 through 10 in 2025. Obviously, that was fine. They did that last year. Pick was in the top 10, meaning the Jazz got to keep it. And 1 through 8 in 2026. It is number 1 overall, so they get their pick back, is what I'm trying to say. But what makes it worse is if the pick is not conveyed by 2026, then Utah's obligation to Oklahoma City is just extinguished. It's just gone. So, obviously, you can see we're swapping 20, 30 seconds, and the reason I'm doing that is just from a value perspective, right? I don't want to take anything back, but I can't just give them the pick. I have to trade it for something. So, yeah, we're swapping 20, 30 seconds, and I basically am losing this pick for nothing. So, we basically traded what? Who'd we get for Hartenstein? I honestly completely forget. Whatever the hell it was, but yeah, which sucks. I mean, there's no way to flip that and make it seem any better because it's not. But the number 10 overall pick is certainly not nothing. I am going to decide what I want to do with this, but I first obviously wanted to make sure we had the Jazz pick figured out. Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't think that was going to go through. We pulled off a deal here with the Orlando Magic. We sent out Dennis Schroeder, D'Angelo Russell, the number 10 overall pick, and in return we landed Jalen Suggs. Now, again, I know that's certainly a hefty price to pay, but we are in a championship or bust season, and that's certainly an upgrade in our starting five. So super pumped about Jalen Suggs here. I think we may have one or two more trades, but there's not going to be a ton of moving parts just because, again, considering how this roster is constructed, we already have a good amount of depth, and the star power definitely just got a little bit better as well. So I might have one more thing, but other than that, there's not going to be a ton. So we do need to find ourselves a new backup shooting guard. That kind of goes without being said, but actually, let's just see. Who are the options here? Bruce Brown's not terrible. I just wish there was somebody a little bit younger. You know what I'm saying? But he's fine. He's going to regress. I know it for almost 100% fact, but it's fine. It is what it is. All right, I think we are going to try to swing one more trade. If not, I'll just see you guys at the start of year number 3. We're here at the start of year 3, and we're making a bit of a risky move right now. I do not know if this is going to pay off, but as things kind of stand right now, in my opinion anyways, I don't think we're good enough to win it all. So we're making this deal. Cameron Johnson, Clint Capella, 2030 first-round pick. Apparently, Buddy Hield, who has regressed like crazy, somehow ended up as one of our minimum contracts. All going to Memphis for Desmond Bane and G.G. Jackson. Now, Desmond Bane, while undersized, no doubt in my mind about that, is going to be starting for me at the small forward spot. And then behind him is going to be G.G. Jackson, which means I could now go ahead and move some positions around and likely have a good enough bench unit intact, because what this would require is me to likely move one of De Silva or Jackson to power forward and likely just move Mo Wagner to the center spot, which I think is what I'm going to do instead of trying to force another trade, because it's just not really necessary given the talent we have here. So De Silva goes down 2 overalls there. G.G. Jackson goes down 2 as well at power forward, but that's not really the end of the world. I think he'll be fine there. They're both certainly tall enough. It is what it is. All right, so that is going to be it. We're obviously here at the start of year 3 right now, and I'll just see you guys at the rotation. This is it. It is championship or bust here in year 3. Here's how it's going to look. Here's how things kind of shook out after a few blockbuster deals. Jalen Suggs, Tyler Hero, Desmond Bane, Lauri Markkanen, Isaiah Hartenstein, year 1 through 5. Again, I understand that Desmond Bane is probably not just frame-wise big enough to be a small forward in today's NBA, but Lauri Markkanen's also 7 feet. Maybe that helps a little bit. I don't really know. Bench unit's pretty damn elite. With Rob Dillingham here, of course, just got G.G. Jackson, Tristan De Silva, Mo Wagner, and then, yeah, Bruce Brown is 76 overall, only 10 minutes a night, so it's not a huge deal. And, of course, this is all under new head coach Diego Cabello. So, I don't know. I think this team is, talent-wise, as best as what we've had so far. I think this is obviously the team that would win a championship if we're going to win one. So, hopefully we can get that done at the end of year number 3. Our final season has officially come to an end, and while we did take another step in the right direction at 55-27, I'm still a little bit nervous. It just doesn't really feel like it's a guaranteed championship, which is kind of always my goal by year 3, but we'll find out together. Sometimes this game surprises me. Luke is your MVP. Cameron Boozer's your Rookie of the Year. Yeah, we basically just gave him to the Utah Jazz because 2K can't get their protections right. Josh Giddey is your Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby wins his, I believe, 3rd straight DPOY. VJ Edgecombe, Most Improved. Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player of the Year. And Jason Kidd, 63-19 there, is your Coach of the Year. So we're a 3 seed. I can see it right there. Again, it just, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, in terms of just the overalls we have on this team, there's certainly a lot of talent here. I don't really know. Something feels off still, but here are the numbers. Tyler Hero, Desmond Bane, Jalen Suggs, Markkanen, Jackson. I mean, we have like a good balanced scoring attack. It's just, I don't know. We'll find out together. Let's go ahead and take a look. It is going to be us and the Sacramento Kings here. Devin Carter, Landry Shamet, DeMar. Interesting. What the fuck? What? All right, so Bam Adebayo came out of nowhere. I'm assuming they traded De'Aaron Fox for him. I have no idea. We're up 2-1 right now. Take that 2-2. Go up 3-2, and we do win the series. So we're moving on to the West semis, taking on Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves here, who are pretty good. Yves Misi, an old friend here, who really hasn't moved up a ton in the overall. Whoa. Woof. All right, well, let's go on to round number 2. We are currently up 2-0. We win the first 2 on the road and win game 3, and we sweep the Minnesota Timberwolves. All right, and we're now moving on to take on the 5-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder, who I forgot we traded Brandon Ingram to. So, I mean, this we're cooked. One, how is this a 5 seed, right? Can somebody logically explain that to me? Look at this fucking team. You're telling me this is a 5 seed in the West? All right, well, here goes nothing. Split the first 2 at home, lose game 3 on the road, win game 4, win game 5. Game 7. Wow. Surprising myself a little bit. And what I am not going to do right now is disregard the Toronto Raptors, because if I have learned anything throughout these rebuilds, it is that the Raptors are always really, really good, even if on paper their team doesn't look like it's full of superstars or anything like that. So I'm going to go game by game here. I believe that we are the better team. I believe we will win the series, but you honestly never know. Okay, fuck the Raptors. We win. All right, Tyler Hero, your finals MVP. Bit of a shocker today, right? I mean, look at the team on paper. It's not bad. It's really damn good. I didn't feel like we were good enough to compete with some of the best there in the West, but we end up getting that Game 7 dub against Oklahoma City. An Oklahoma City team, by the way, that has no business being a 5 seed. That is easily, like, in terms of roster, it's easily the best team in the league. But that's fine, because we get a championship, and of course, that is the goal of these videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. Again, I'm loving this series so far, and it seems like you guys have been as well. So let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. Challenges, series, whatever it is, whatever you guys want to see. Always open for anything. So that's it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. Catch you guys all in the next one.